They won't see it. The early mornings, the lonely reps, the times you trained until your vision blurred. Not because it looked good on Instagram, but because you didn't know how else to deal with the fire building inside. No one applauds you at 5 a.m. when you're dragging your half-broken body into the garage to face yet another brutal workout. There's no motivational soundtrack, just a clink of steel, your breath in the cold air, and that quiet voice that whispers, again. That's where greatness begins. Not under lights, not when you're whining, but in the dark, when nobody believes in you, when even you don't even believe in yourself. That's where it happens. We live in a world that rewards the outcome, not the effort. You'll only start clapping once you win something, once your body changes, once your name is on something shiny. But the work that gets you there, the unglamorous, repetitive, grinded out effort that looks like failure to everyone else, if you're not careful, that invisibility starts to eat at you. You begin asking the wrong questions. Why haven't I made it yet? Why is this so hard for me? Does anyone even care? I'm going to answer that last one for you. They don't. Because that's how it works. People don't believe in you until you give them a reason to. So what do you do in the meantime? You build anyway. You train like a ghost. You improve like a shadow. You stack so many invisible wins that when the spotlight finally hits you, you've already become a problem they can't ignore. There's a term in neuroscience called dopaminic reward prediction error. Yeah, it sounds like the worst TED Talk title ever, but stick with me on this one. It basically means that your brain thrives on unexpected wins. If you get a reward when you didn't expect one, dopamine spikes, but there's a twist. When you're training in the dark, no praise, no recognition, no reward, you're rewiring your brain to be intrinsically driven. You're not training for claps, you're training for conquest. That's the difference between someone who's flirting with success and someone who's building an empire out of silence. Because here's the truth that nobody wants to hear, and there's a lot of these. Not being believed in is a superpower. It means you're free. Free from expectations, free from noise, free to train without judgment, without pretending, without performing. You can experiment, suck, fail, bleed, adapt, repeat. And that's what growth really looks like. Let me tell you a story. When I was 17, I ran my first ultra. It was like 1998, back before Facebook and social media and posting about jack shit. And everyone said I was stupid. Even my dad didn't think I was going to finish. I had asthma, horrible asthma, coughing up everything, asthma. And I barely ran anything over 20 miles. I don't even think I ran 20 miles going into this race. It was the Quivering Quads 50K in Missouri in November, in the rain, in the snow, in the mud. But I went anyway. And somewhere around a mile and a half, I stepped into a hole, twisted my ankle, and blew that thing up. And everything felt horrible. But in this dark, honest little moment in my life, I had to ask myself, why am I doing this? And the answer was, because no one expected me to. I went on to finish that race. It took me 8 hours to hobble my way to that finish line. Now, that race didn't put my name in lights, but it gave me something I needed. Proof that I could suffer longer than expected, even more than I could expect, that I could outlast the version of me that everyone else saw. And that's what it means to be built in the dark. You earn evidence no one can take away. And once you've got that, once you know you can survive that quiet suffering, you can become dangerous. Now, this video isn't just about mindset, it's about action. It's about how to train when no one believes in you, when there's no support, no crowd, and no immediate payoff. There are 5 rules you need to know to survive the shadows. First rule, create unbreakable rituals. Motivation is garbage. Habits are gold. When you train in the dark, when you're not relying on adrenaline or hype, you're relying on rituals, actions so deeply ingrained they happen even when you feel broken. Same warm-up, same wake-up time, same playlist. You make your progress so automatic that missing it feels wrong. This is what science calls automaticity. The point where the action becomes second nature. You don't think about brushing your teeth, you just do it. That's what your training should become. Rule 2, set obsessively small targets. People lose momentum because their goals are vague and far away. I want to get in shape. I want to be strong. I want to be respected. Cool. But what are you doing today? Start small. Obsessively small. Maybe 5 more burpees than last week. 1 more round in your Metcon this week. Add 2.5 pounds to your squat. Small. Micro progressions are bulletproof. They keep you moving forward even when everything else is falling apart. Rule number 3, embrace isolation. Training without an audience teaches you something that no group class ever will. You are enough. When it's just you and the barbell or the road or the mat, there's no one to impress, no one to blame. Just you versus your own willingness to continue. And that's where real toughness is forged. Rule 4. Record the grind. Not for social media, for memory. Track your workouts, write your reps, film your lists, keep a journal. Not to go viral, but to remember who you were before the growth. There's something powerful about looking back and seeing the receipts, seeing the cold, objective proof that you kept going long after motivation left. That record becomes your map. And when you are lost again, which you will be, you'll know the way back. Rule 5, final one, make suffering a skill. No one talks about this enough. Mental toughness isn't a character trait, it's a trainable skill, like deadlifts or even double unders. You get better at it by exposing yourself to small controlled doses of voluntary discomfort, then recovering, learning, doing it again. This is called progressive overload system. Run when you're tired once in a while. Train when you're stressed periodically. Finish a set when quitting is easier. You don't break your limits by smashing into them, you erode them, one ugly, gritty, uncelebrated rep at a time. Here's your challenge this one. This week, I want you to train like a ghost. No social posts, no status updates. No one needs to know anything you're doing this week. Then pick 3 brutal workouts. We've got plenty of them on this channel. Garage gym, no frills, no noise, just effort. Write them down, show up, finish them, then repeat. That's it. Because if you can learn to train when no one believes in you, when no one's watching, no one's cheering, no one even cares, then when the spotlight finally does hit you, you won't be surprised. You will be ready. Built in the dark, born to break the silence. Now, get to work.